I got a brand new hour of stand-up material December 7th and 8th. I am in Salt Lake City at Wise Guys Comedy Club. All those shows are sold out, so thank you to the good Mormon people of Salt Lake City, Utah. December 9th at the Paramount Theater in Denver, Colorado is all but sold out. It's like 95% sold out, so if you can get the last remaining tickets, go. Then big ones, January 12th in San Diego at the Magnolia Theater, El Cajon, California, and the big one, January 13th at the Wiltern in Los Angeles. That is a historic, iconic venue. If you're in the Los Angeles area, Southern California area, come out and see that show. I'm doing my hour. I'm going to be filming my hour like a month after that. So, and then I'm off the road for close to a year. So, and then February 2nd in Nashville at the Ryman, another historic venue. And then February 3rd at the Warner Theater in Washington, D.C. And I end it all February 9th in Reno, Nevada at the Grand Sierra Resort. I've never been to Reno, but it is very close to the state capital, Carson City, Nevada. So I'm definitely going to go, and I will legally have sex with a prostitute.
Yes. Carson City, Con Air.
That's it.
Yeah.
Oh,
guys,
sure.
go to MikeCannonComedy.com. I have a brand new hour, not seen on any of the specials I've put out, ready to record in the coming year. Thank you so much to the Chrissy Chaos fans that are starting to come out. I really appreciate it. December 8th and 9th, I'm going to be in Washington, D.C. at the Comedy Loft. Brendan Sneaky Raccoon Sagalo will be opening. December 22nd, I'm in Stamford, Connecticut at New York Comedy Club Stamford. And then to end up the year, on the 29th of December, I'm in Lansing, Michigan at Hilltop Studio. December 30th, I'm in Grand Rapids, Michigan at Midtown Grand Rapids. So let's cap the year off great. And then early next year, January 6th, come celebrate the holiday in Pottstown, Pennsylvania, Soul Joel's Comedy Dome. And then the 11th through the 13th of January, I'm in Tampa. Then I'm going to be in Vegas, Chandler, Arizona. Shout out Matthew Perry. And then I'll be back in Salt Lake City as well. All tickets at MikeCannonComedy.com.
All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Chrissy Chaos. This is Late Night with Chrissy Chaos. For now, the first time I've set up the table as a late night host. The only difference is I don't have any segments or questions. We're just going to have a free flow, and I don't have a monologue. And I don't have a budget, and I don't have a suit. The only thing that's the same is I am a straight white male. And our first guest of the new late night talk show, Chrissy Chaos, with Chris Distefano, is me. Is a good friend of ours, good friend of the show. If you need help with getting a laugh, she can provide this for you. If you need help with having a bisexual co-host, she can provide this for you. If you need help with putting down flooring, she can help this. She can help you with this. Jordan Jensem, folks.
Hello.
Hi, Jordan.
Hi.
Jordan Jensem is, she's the first person to come in here and take her shoes off, which I like that you're respecting.
It's too hot.
Well, we run an Asian household here. And,
yeah.
and I thank you for, that's Venetia
that.
had us set up. She wanted to run this as a Chinese studio to prepare.
Do people jerk off to this?
Ooh, that zoom in. Yeah, baby. Now, do you have a problem with people who have a foot fetish?
Yeah.
You do have a problem with this.
Oh. I hate feet. I hate them.
Right.
I hate them.
What do you hate about them?
Oh, little pig feet, little pink pig men's feet. I never want to see a man's feet. Men, when you blow them, their feet get so silly.
Disgusting, right?
Silly, happy feet, happy toes. And then you are blowing them and they think your eyes closed, but really you're looking at their stupid feet. And then they point it when they're going to, it's really.
So how much?
I want boots on.
How much money to blow their feet?
Ooh.
Can't do it.
How much money? Like if somebody was like, I am a millionaire.
Right.
Are they clean? Are they
clean? I'm talking about clean Jeff Bezos'
But I'm
feet.
not in love with the person. If I'm in love with the person.
No, you are in love with the person and they've just washed their feet like Jesus did to the apostles.
Well, I would do it for the bit.
You would do it, you'd blow
free.
their feet.
If I love the person, which means that they would be a funny person and they wash their feet and they're like, please blow my feet.
Yeah.
I would do it for free.
Now, did you bleach your asshole yet on the podcast?
No, but I got it waxed.
Whoa, I was called. It was a beautiful call. We had just, we were on our way to pick up our 8-year-old daughter, and we had our 2-year-old sleeping in the car seat. And I was driving in the car with Jasmine in the passenger seat. We get a beautiful call from Ian Fidance, and from their beautiful podcast, Being Ian with Jordan. And They have great merch, Beavis and Butthead merch. I have the shirt. I've worn it on the pod. They call me, and Ian just comes right out with it, which is what I respect about him. He goes, hey, are you free Wednesday? And I said, I am. What's going on? He goes, I'd like you to come to this podcast studio and on the podcast, bleach mine and Jordan's asshole. And I said, I'm in. And it was as simple as that. And I was ready to go bleach. And then it was canceled last minute. I was ready. I woke up that day. I took a bath. I said, I mentally prepared myself to bleach the asshole. And then it was called out. So called off.
I'll tell you why.
Tell us why.
Because I realized that what I was thinking is that we would have it set up in a way that I would be concealed and that you would be bleaching my asshole with it concealed.
So I wouldn't be able to guess, is it yours, is it Ian's?
No. Like you would be able to see the camera, but they couldn't see me. And then I went to the cellar and somebody walked up to me and went, can't wait to see your asshole get bleached. Hey. And I was like, oh no. There's already videos of Jeremiah spitting into my mouth. There's going to be videos of my face looking into a camera while somebody spreads my butt cheeks. And I was like, so we're ordering a curtain. We're going to have it professionally there so that you can poke out and be like, or do whatever.
Yeah.
And also, I realized that I was like, this is a way less, it's not like a medical process. I thought it was going to be like a medical process almost, but it's literally like you're wiping my asshole.
And then, because bleaching it, I don't understand. I've never actually looked at my asshole. I will tonight.
Oh my God.
I've never looked at it. So would a non-bleached asshole just be weathered?
Gray. Your asshole is gray.
Just from the years of shit and time. So when you bleach it, it turns white, or does it turn back to pink?
Pink.
Got it. So when you're watching a porn, these girls pretty much, and guys, they have bleached assholes.
100%.
What are the pros and cons of a bleached asshole?
Okay, con 0. Pro, you get to erase years of debris.
Okay.
I'm all for, I just got waxed the first time, and I think that's a little whack, but the bleaching makes sense to me. I feel like everybody should. I thought it was like black mold. Like you just, you scrub it down. Maybe there's like a sprayer or something. I didn't know, but I didn't realize that it was literally like taking a Clorox bleach wipe and wiping your asshole. So I'm for.
So one popular method, we all for. That's what we stand with on this show.
Yeah.
One popular method of bleaching the asshole is they use chemical peels or creams to break down melanin, natural pigments in the skin. These products reduce the number of melanin-producing cells around your anus. Laser treatments are another popular technique, but they can destroy excess melanin and slow pigment creation. So the safest way is the chemical peels or creams. Now, you did it already.
No.
You haven't done it. Are you looking forward to it? I am still doing it.
You're going to bleach maybe Ian's. Mine, but definitely Ian's. We also have a hot nurse who's going to come and assist you.
What's his name?
Matthew.
Nice. I was looking forward to it, and surprisingly, Jasmine didn't care. She was like, "Go ahead."
She said she wanted it.
She wanted it, and we had cream coming to the house, but that's another story. So
is it cream? See, that's what I didn't know. I thought it was going to be like.
Yeah,
no, way more wax, way more 40-year-old virgin.
Okay, but my thing too with the bleach, with bleaching your butthole is, are there any side effects? Could it burn? You know,
that's fine. That's all good.
A friend of mine said he has warts on his butt, which is a big thing. Just because you have anal warts doesn't mean that you've had anal sex, guys. Okay, you can have genital warts, and then they also can come out on your anus. It's the HPV virus. It does what it wants.
Oh, it's warts like that. I thought it was like troll warts. You know
no,
I mean?
You can have a full anal wart on your butt but have never done ass play.
What's an anal wart?
A wart on your anus, like yeah. Go ahead. Anal wart
from like.
Yeah. See, anal warts, known as condyloma, are warts that are grown in or around your anus, the opening to your rectum. They're caused by HPV, a sexually transmitted infection that spreads through sexual skin-to-skin contact. It happens, folks. It happens. It's you know, I mean, less now with Gardasil, but you know, for those of us, I grew up in a pre-Gardasil world.
Do you have butt warts? Is that what we're trying to get at?
No, my friend has butt warts.
And he's not gay.
He's not gay. My friend, he has butt warts.
Did he bleach his butthole and then get the warts?
No, he just told me he has butt warts, And it's weird because he says he has butt warts, but when I look in the mirror, I can see them. I'm like, I can see your butt warts.
That's crazy.
And I can feel them, but it's my friend. So let's get back to you. How does it feel? Because you're the rare breed where you have the blood of lesbian parents. So that's something that America's enemies are looking for, because the blood of a child of lesbian parents is worth a lot of money.
It is.
They can inject it into other people. They can make, because there are people out there, they want to make the world lesbians.
It's testosterone.
Yes.
You give it to trans men, they become.
Exactly. That's what TRT is. That's what my manager, the Italian woman, is on TRT. He's really injecting lesbians' blood into his body.
Yeah.
So when did you find out that your parents were lesbians?
I heard something coming from my mom's bedroom. And my sister, who's 7 years older than me and a cunt, sorry, I love her. Love you.
Love you.
She had her ear pushed up against the door. She was probably like 12. And and I was like, what's going on in there? And she was like, why don't you go in and find out? And then I went in and I thought this woman was attacking my mom with specifically, I thought a dildo. I thought it was like a space weapon, to be honest. And then I closed the door and I was like, what is going on? And my sister was kind of like giggling. And I was like, okay, mom's safe. And that's when I learned about it. But I never thought it was weird. I never understood what was weird about it. Like when Madonna and Britney Spears kissed, I was like, I don't understand what's weird. Is it because Madonna's married and it's cheating? And they were like, no, because they're both women. And I was like, I don't get it. Like I couldn't figure out. And my dad had a big problem with it, with my mom becoming a lesbian, even though they met on a rugby team.
Oh, wait. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought that your parents were lesbians and that one of them gave birth to you, and the other, but you had an actual father. You have a father, like that, you know.
I have a dad who met my mom coaching her rugby team. They looked the same, like two men. They looked like you.
Right.
And then they created my sister, broke up, had makeup sex, made me, and then my mom was like, no, for real, I'm done. And then she became a lesbian, and then she married Michelle, who became my other mother.
Okay, so you grew up, your whole life was growing up with you and mom and Michelle.
My dad over here being dad, and then mom and Michelle is the moms. Yeah.
So still a good dad.
Yeah, great dad. My mom is the dad. My dad was like the uncle who I did carpentry for him. He was like he was more like an uncle. My mom is the dad. And then Michelle was like the mom. Like she was very maternal and sweet. My mom is like very much like
It's interesting though, because your mom, your mom, and then you have Michelle, and then you say your dad was the carpenter. But out of all that, your dad sounds like the biggest lesbian of them all. Because he's a carpenter.
Well, my mom's the contractor.
Oh, shit.
They had a business together. My mom and my dad had a business together. And then when they split up, they had competing businesses in Ithaca, competing contracting businesses, and we're always feuding for jobs. My mom built a hideous house right next to my dad's just to spite him. My dad wrote a whole article about how my mom was bad and her developments were bad.
So this is a TV show that I'm sure you've pitched.
Yes, and yes.
I mean, right? It's a very watchable idea of a show that can just, you have competing businesses between lesbians, a father. It's all the daughters grow up. Maybe one kid's gay, one kid's not. Mm-hmm. Everybody wants to get their asshole bleached. I think that. This is a show.
Yes.
Have you pitched it?
I've pitched it. Yeah.
And they said no.
In the early years where they're like, we're going to pitch this show, write a treatment out, and then you spend forever writing it out. And then they're like, okay, and nothing ever happens. Yeah. What they want is an unscripted show. Everybody wants the unscripted.
I know the problem is with unscripted television is I know the consumer at home wants to watch it, and I get it's good viewing. I get it. You do not want to be the people who are filming their life. You don't. What I've learned is, and I've done this before, and I'm not saying I regret it because you don't regret. No regrets.
I was going to be on that show with you.
I know, but we'll talk about that. But I've moved on from, that wasn't a reality show though. I'm talking about like they wanted to do like reality shows about my life, and I've done it in some ways with podcasting. You don't want to put people who aren't professionals in comedy and entertainment on camera because there's a lot of things they don't understand. There's a lot of, we can be on camera simply because by the time usually we get on camera, we've had many, many years of failure. We've had many years in the business. We've learned what this means. We've learned the bullshit of it all, where when you just day one put somebody on camera and then they start to get recognition from it, it's not good for their mental health. They don't know how to handle it.
Oh, I see.
So that happens on these reality TV shows where like they're ruining their lives, they're ruining their families' lives to make money, and it's not good at all. So, and that's why I think that, and also the scripted show is much harder, and I think for us as creative people, you want to script it out. I want to, it's great how wacky your mom and dad may be, but what would be even better is for you to write about it. I want to see it coming from your mind, but like get an actor and actress to play a version of them and make them even wackier or less wacky or whatever, because it's like you're just exploiting. I don't like this whole reality TV stuff, but yeah, I think you should have a scripted show, and I think who would you get to play your mom? Who looks like your mom?
I think my mom would want to play my mom. She wants to be.
Okay, but so she's like kind of butchy.
She looks like Bret Michaels.
Ah, long blonde hair like that.
Yeah, now it's like gray.
Okay.
Yeah,
this could play your mom.
Yeah, Bret Michaels could play my mom, definitely.
Is your dad anybody like? I just feel like I'm just envisioning Stavros in your show somewhere.
Stavros
could be like
my dad's like a hot cowboy.
Oh, is he?
He's dead now, but he was a hot cowboy.
Let's get his corpse out there. Now I'll do the reality show.
Yeah.
Opening up his casket.
Yeah.
Yeah, seeing if he's still rock hard for your lesbian mom.
Oh
my God. Okay, wait. So...
Yeah, I would do a show. I mean, it's hard because then you're like, okay, what am I going to do? Like a Rami show? I mean, also it is... I don't know what people want in a show. They want an already very famous person to create a show so that they know it's a guarantee that people will watch, right?
Right, yeah. And I get you can do everything on YouTube. I get it. That's what people will say. Well, just do it on YouTube. I get it. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I want a machine behind me. I want a machine to come in and make all the stuff. I don't want to think of, like, I just want to write it and be in it. I don't, like, there is something to... Even though I know people are watching less TV, I get it. It's just so much easier to deal with TV. Even if it's less money, it's easier on you. You know, YouTube, I get it. YouTube is harder and better, and you're a better person if you can do YouTube. I get it. But some of this stuff, I'm like, you know what? I'd rather just have a 25-year professional who's done this just run the show.
Yeah.
As opposed to just hiring my friend to do this on a low budget with the cameras that I do the podcast with. I just don't want to do that.
Right, and setting up the room and not having somebody do blocking and stuff, and just not knowing what you're doing.
God forbid putting it out on YouTube and nobody watches it, and then it's like you blew everything. It's like, I don't know. I also think there is kind of a level of, I get it. Things on YouTube, they go more viral, they get more views, and we all should be on YouTube in our profession. I get it. But it's also like, I don't know, there's like a barometer, like because everybody can do it, then it's like, what am I doing? But not everybody can get a show on Hulu or Netflix or CBS. So it's like there still is that gatekeeping, which I think still makes it more special despite the less money and the less viewers.
Why aren't they just being like, let's give a shit? Why don't the streaming platforms be like, okay, you know when you go to Skankfest and everybody like knows what character you play in the Marvel universe of comedy? They're like, oh, you know, kids for this. Yeah. Why don't they just make a show with a bunch of like Crashing, but like with, you know what I mean? Why aren't they like, comedians are making a lot of money. People know all of these people.
Because it's interesting, because I think, you know, the podcasters and you know, comedy is definitely in a boom, but I don't think comparatively to the actors and actresses of these big shows, I don't think we make a lot of money. I don't think that they value us like, you know, Dave Chappelle's special, and look, I'm just using him as the biggest comedian, you know, he got paid a lot of money, but I don't think it brings in the views that, you know, a big scripted show or a medium level.
Gillis is #1 on Netflix before all of the TV shows.
Right.
His special.
But even that, his special is amazing. But even that, I wonder if Netflix still doesn't make the kind of money on that that they do on other stuff. Like, I just don't think comedy, I'm assuming, because the only reason, because I agree with you, I'm like, why wouldn't Shane, and maybe he's on his way to it, but why wouldn't they just also, he's #1 on that. Why wouldn't they automatically just give him a TV show? Why isn't it in the papers that like he's got a show on Netflix, a scripted, but they don't. And I'm wondering, is it because the only thing I could think of is like, well, maybe there's not enough, they're not making money on the back end like we think they are, or maybe they are just stupid assholes and that's why we're on strike. I don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea. Like, why wouldn't you be like, oh yeah, Shane Gillis is #1. Gillian Keeves, put it on Netflix. Put the whole sketch.
It seems like literally just give them a lot of money and just take they already did the work.
Yeah.
Just put it on your platform and then people will subscribe to Netflix to watch that.
What if some Netflix person watches this podcast and they're like, you guys, I got an idea.
That's how life works. I mean, I feel like
Seinfeld was just a bunch of comics getting together and making a show.
I know. It's a different time. I do think the strike and all that here's what I think is going to happen. And I did hear somebody say this. It might have been, Bobby, maybe Bobby Lee or Santino, somebody with a good grip on all this, said that what they think is going to happen after the strike is just specifically in comedy. Like they think that there will be actors and actresses will get more money because what's going to happen, what they're fighting for, because what's going to happen is there are going to be less shows. So they'll be able to give you the money, but the pool is so much smaller, which is good because then it's like if your cream rises, that's how it used to be back in the day. There weren't this many shows and pilots. Now there's 1 million shows, so they think it's going to shrink again. So it'll give people less opportunity, but if you get to the top, this is why Seinfeld and Romano and all these people got so famous because there wasn't that many options.
Yeah.
You could just get on a show and be mad. I don't know, I'm sure it's changing a little bit now, but I know for sure it still exists in the UK where there's not that many shows. There's not as many shows in the UK as there are in America. So you can still be a comic or anybody and get on TV in the UK and get famous off your television show and sell tickets and have a life like you had in the 90s and early 2000s in America. But the catch is, in the UK, if you become a famous actor and actress, you're not making millions and millions and millions of dollars like you are here. It's a respectable job. It's a good job. You could definitely get famous, but it's like you'll live on the same block as a school teacher and be like, oh, that's so-and-so from the show I watch in the BBC. It's not gated communities and private yachts and 75. You're not making $100 million like you are here. And same with doctors. Like in the UK, it's like, it's a great job. You're still a doctor, but it's like you don't have 5 boats. So that's where it feels like the strikes and all that are bringing American entertainment to, where we're going to be more like, it's still going to be a great job, but you're not going to get $500,000 an episode if your show crushes. It's just not the way it's going to be anymore.
I thought you were saying that the strike would lead to us paying them more.
Well, I'm saying if you get to the absolute top.
Oh, I see.
Like you have to be like #1, like how it was for sitcoms back in the day. Like even then, even when Seinfeld, supposedly, even maybe not Seinfeld, somebody, was it Ray Romano? When whoever was getting $1 million an episode, somebody was getting $1 million, either one of them, let's say, the show was so big that I heard, and this could be wrong, I heard that the show had gotten so big, okay, and they were giving them $1 million an episode, so it's amazing, it's changed your life, but it was actually less of a percentage to them that they were giving because the show was making so much money. Like say the show is now making $10 billion and that was only 1% of the revenue. It was still $1 million, where in season 3, the show they were making, $300,000, but it was like 20% of the revenue was going to them. So it's like this thing where I think they're going to negotiate percentages as opposed to fixed numbers.
Oh, okay.
Because because that's really like anybody that I speak to that's wealthy is like, it's not the amount of money you have, it's the amount of money, what percentage of your income are you spending determines if you're dumb or not. Like I can tell you I got a $100,000 car, but if I made $1 billion and you got I'm smarter than you. If you got I'm spending less of my money than you are. If you're making $100,000 and you got a $50,000 car,
Yes.
So it's like, so I think that's, I don't know what I'm talking about. You're a lesbian. I mean, your mom's a lesbian.
I'm very interested in it. It's all very confusing to me.
I'm going through a crisis at home.
Yeah.
So I'm just, you're trying to muscle through. You're like, listen, I got to do this shit. Why do I have to do this shit? Because DraftKings told me I have to.
DraftKings?
Well, whoever the sponsors are.
Oh.
Are they a sponsor? I love you, DraftKings.
What do you have to do? What do they make you do?
Well, the podcast, I'm saying you got to, churn out those ads, baby.
Oh.
Woo! ShipStation, baby. Make ship happen. Literally, the holidays are the busiest time of the year. Do not get stuck worrying about shipping orders and labels. Let ShipStation do the heavy lifting so you and your team can just put the time, money, and energy into the more important things like making love.
This is beautiful because I not only have family all over the country, but I also have several 7 to 10 merch buyers.
Yes.
So I can send out some t-shirts.
That's what we use here in the office. ShipStation has made it all easy because like they handle the other stuff and we just focus on what we got to do. ShipStation, they have enterprise solutions that reduce warehouse costs and improve profitability, which is humongous. Over 130,000 companies have scaled their e-commerce business with ShipStation, and 98% of the companies that stick with ShipStation for a year become customers for life. So that means you are too, because what do you think? You're special? No, you're just like the other 98%. You ain't a 2%, huh?
That's right. So go to ShipStation.com and use code CHAOS today and sign up for your free 60-day trial. That's ShipStation.com, code CHAOS.
Yeah, but that's not so bad.
No. No, I'm saying, I'm just kidding. Let's get back to you. You're from Ithaca, real shithole. They need to bleach that, am I right?
Yeah, did you my mom went and saw you.
Did she?
Yeah. She said he's adorable.
Your mom?
Yeah.
Maybe that's whose pants were in the bag.
It might have been size 30 men's pants. It's my mom. It's my mom's pants.
So wait, your mom saw me at Ithaca. I do that Ithaca theater. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Dude, love it.
It's so nice.
I got these sneakers in Ithaca.
Really? From Homegrown?
Yeah.
Really?
The sneaker store, right? Yeah, it's like right on where the little
Commons?
Yeah, I like Ithaca. It felt European because any town that has like the no cars can go on it, the walking plaza, love it.
I grew up on that, sitting under the pavilion, smoking roaches of weed and rolling them into more weed. You know what I mean?
Oh, so you could walk there to that?
Oh, 3 blocks away I lived. Yeah.
Oh, wow. So because that town was, we love that town. It's like an old school town.
That's my town.
Dude, you grew up like legitimately in Ithaca.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
Downtown
your address
Ithaca.
was Ithaca, New York.
Ithaca, New York. And
Wow.
I not only grew up in Ithaca, but I grew up like as close to where the Commons area as you can get.
Like you grew up in you would walk to get a bagel and a coffee every day.
Yeah, 2 blocks away, yeah.
Does your family still live there?
Yeah.
Wow.
My mom is building like a big development in Ithaca where she has all those lesbians moving in and has her own cult.
Like a lesbian commune.
It is like a lesbian commune,
Right.
yeah.
You're going to move back there at some point in your life when you finally get what you're getting from comedy. It's on the way up and you're getting all these things. You're going to move back there. It's that beautiful of a place. And I think that right now you're saying no. I feel the resistance. You're saying no. You're saying, I am not going to move back there. Fuck that place. Talk to me in 15 years.
Okay.
When you're living there with all your mom's lesbians.
You think I'll live on the lesbian commune?
I think so, because I think eventually y'all...
Do you think I'm going to become a lesbian?
No, I think you would have become one already.
Really?
I do think you. I think you're past the point of being
I've
a
tried.
lesbian.
I have tried.
Really?
Yeah.
See, it's interesting because a girl can try to do that, right? Like
And
we
not
have
be
this
a
conversation with Ian, your
You could
podcast
suck
partner.
a dick and not be gay.
No, see, that's what Ian tries to
Those
tell us.
pants.
Yeah.
You might be gay.
Size 36. When I talk, and this might be narrow-minded, but that's why, I have a person from Ithaca on to your open-minded people, liberal people. I feel like you as a woman,
Yes.
you can have a lesbian experience, have a full girlfriend for years, and then wind up marrying a guy and you're not gay. You're not a lesbian. You have to be fully a lesbian for life to be a lesbian, where if a guy sucks one dick, you're not bisexual, you're gay. What do you have to say about that?
Only to your bad friends. Like, if you were like, I sucked a dick once and I really liked it, but now I'm married to a woman, I would be like, forever, I would run into people and they'd be like, oh, Chrissy. And I'd be like, oh, he's gay.
Yeah.
But that's me, like almost center right, you know what I mean? Like a piece of shit who says retard a lot. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, but I don't think
That's the
normal
clip.
person, if they were, you know what I mean? I think they'd be like,
just that.
First of all, I don't even think people think in that context anymore. You know what I mean? I think
Right.
people are beginning to be like, he has a wife. I don't know what his sexual orientation is. Why don't you ask him?
That, and I also, well, it's interesting you bring that up because some of the younger people in my family, some of like the teenagers that are like nieces and nephews, I don't think that they're not gay or straight anymore. They're just beings.
Yeah.
So they don't.
Amoebas.
Yeah, they don't. It's not a thing. Like you don't have to put them in a box. Like they're like, everything, everywhere, all at once.
Which I think is pretty gay.
Pretty gay. I know. Every time they say it to me, I'm like that Kang Jung meme. Gay.
Yeah. I like putting people in boxes. I also do think that there is something to be said about when there's a very straight person versus a little gay person. It makes a giant difference in everybody's demeanor.
Okay, so explain that to me.
If you're willing to suck a dick, we came in here, we started talking about your family issues, we talked about all this stuff, we got into it, it was girl talk. There's a little bi vibe from you. It's the same with Ian. If I sat down with you and you were like Schultz, who's like pretty fucking straight seeming, there's a different thing. There's a different, like, I'm probably going to drop my voice a little bit. I'll probably talking a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It does.
And here's a shocker. I suck Schultz's dick.
I thought that you might have. I thought he had the little glimmer in his eyes. Have you ever sucked a dick?
I have not. No, I have not. I'm not saying I won't, though. You ready for that?
Can you? I thought you were going to say, are you ready for this? And pull your dick out.
Pull your dick, Jordan. I'm not. I know it's in there.
It's in there. It is in
I
there.
know. I'll find it.
If somebody really hot, a beautiful, androgynous, sexy, I just passed one on the way over here. Man.
Okay.
Made out with you in a bed. You're like getting ready for him. You're like, yeah, what's his name?
Just in case he walks in.
Okay, he comes in here and he's like, I'm a huge fan of yours. And it's my big dream to make out with you. You make out with him and there's like an amazing dancing chemistry with how you're kissing. Like incredible.
Right.
Like he just does it and you're like, oh my God, we're mind reading off each other's, right?
Right.
And then you feel it passionately and he wants to have sex with you and you're like, who cares? I don't care. So you have sex with him, right?
Okay.
And then afterwards, you're like, oh my God, am I gay? That feeling that comes afterwards where you're like, oh my God, does that mean I'm gay? Is that what stops you from sucking a dick? Or is it this feeling? If you imagine it. Like when I imagine of a woman being like, eat my pussy, I'm like this. Like it's gross.
You don't want to do it.
No. You can't make me. I've tried.
Okay. I'll be fully honest with you.
Yeah.
That situation, the androgynous man situation with the great hair and the muscles, I would assume tan, maybe like a nice little birthmark right here, something that nice earlobes, strong back, lower back I like.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's what when I hug a person, yeah, I'm feeling in their lower back, the multifidus muscles they're called. On the bottom, I like that. I'm looking for that in man. I am.
I'm a forearm girl.
There you go.
Yeah, I love a forearm.
You know who's into forearms and elbows? Like it is their sexual proclivity. The Amish love forearms and elbows. They're not really into tits or ass. Forearms and elbows. That's what they want to fuck.
They can't get into tits and ass because they're covered up in a schmuck.
That's what I'm saying. But they like forearms and elbows. So I would say
forearms.
That I would make out with that guy and be in the present and enjoy it and not feel gay, but I wouldn't want to suck his penis or see his penis. That for me would make me feel like I don't want to do that. Not because of the, oh, now I'm gay and I have to deal with that. I wouldn't care about that. There's nothing arousing to me about a penis in my mouth or ass. But I'm not.
You don't have to think about a penis in your mouth or ass. It's not arousing to me to imagine a penis in my mouth or ass. Just so you know.
You're saying girls don't get turned on when they have a penis in their mouth?
Crazy hot take. Absolutely not. We get turned on when we hear the guy enjoying it, when we hear them being like, oh, fuck yeah, that turns us on. But if you were blowing that dude and he was touching you in a loving way and was like, fuck yeah, and you knew that you were also going to get your dick sucked because you were sucking his dick, you would get a little aroused. It's not arousing. Like when you go down on a woman, you're aroused, right? Yeah.
I'm forced. No, yes, I am. I am aroused. Yes, I would say yes, I am
But you're aroused because she's writhing. She's into it.
You're not her pleasure.
Yeah, you're not aroused. You're not like, yeah, I want, you know what I mean?
Right. It's not, I don't want your vagina on my face. It's not that.
Yeah.
Like if it was just a random vagina unattached to a body, that wouldn't turn me on.
No.
But what would turn me on is the moaning.
Yeah.
If it was moaning.
So same with the penis.
Right. I'll do it then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
I would do it. I would do it. I think, yeah.
They say it has to also do with like the sucking and like touching and kissing. That's really what it is.
Is turning you on.
Is turning the person
so in
on.
other
So
words,
it's not like the
nerve endings in the penis or vagina. It's not that. It's the mind creating. So you can, I'm sure science has already done this. They can make a guy and a girl come without touching them at all based off certain types of like sounds and feelings. I'm sure they've done that. Where if that is true and the mind is making you come, not the nerve endings on the penis or the vagina.
Okay, it's also that we also are biological creatures who need to lubricate our vaginas in order to get the sperm up there.
Right. No, I understand, but I'm saying the brain orgasm sensation can be triggered in the real world, but is often sought out intentionally online. What?
Tell them to make
what
it.
I will say is something that I need to stop doing is when we, because I got a family, a kid's house, I have to stop. And I don't know if it's the same for women. I'd assume it is because it's the only time I have really like only me alone type of life I live is in the hotel. I have to stop masturbating. Like I will go to a hotel. I'll jerk off like 6 times in a day. So that's not good.
First of all, why do you think it's not good?
To not porn either. Like I was jerking off to the U.S. Open last week, right?
I mean,
but it wasn't even that. It was the U.S. No, not the women, the men. Djokovic. But it wasn't even him. It was just background noise. I was doing it out of boredom. To them
going like this. Oh, that makes sense.
Like somebody, like when people eat, when they're bored, I jerk off when I'm bored.
But that's
okay though.
You're just a bit of a Neanderthal. Like you're just a little.
Right. But do women masturbate on? Do you masturbate on the road?
More than when I'm at home, but I don't really masturbate.
It is interesting.
I'm on a lot of Prozac.
Right. So that numbs you.
Yeah.
Do you feel like the Prozac has changed you as a person?
For the better.
For the better. You need it. There's got to be cons to it though. What is the negatives on Prozac?
I'm a little dissociated all the time.
Okay.
Like I was in an outdoor dining thing and a car ran into it and just smashed the whole thing. Glass fell on everybody.
You were sitting in it.
I was sitting in it and everybody jumped to safety and I was like, what?
When the hell did that happen?
Probably like last year.
Did anybody get hurt? Like,
no,
was it on the
nobody
news?
got hurt. I demanded our food be comped though, which I can't believe that wasn't a given. But yeah,
they tried to give you a bill.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I know.
You're like, I have glass in my fries.
Yes.
Wow. So and you just sat there, took it, and that's interesting because I always thought that those things were going to get run into.
Yeah.
And I never met anyone who actually experienced it.
I know, isn't that crazy?
Was it scary?
I wasn't scared.
Were other people like
yes,
on
my
the
best
floor
friend was
crying?
with me and she was like, ah, and jumped up.
Yeah, somebody calling like 911,
yeah,
right? People had to go to the
out.
ambulance for a mental health. Do you believe everyone has a mental health issue, or do you think the media has manipulated everyone to think they have a mental health issue?
I think that the media makes mental health issue worse. Is that a what?
Is that a leading question?
Yeah. I think the media makes mental health worse. But I do think that our culture breeds mental illness. I do. Yeah, OCD. I mean, the amount of comedians that I know who have crippling OCD.
Yeah, it's like, it kind of feels like to me where when I see someone with a mental health issue, I take it seriously because you have to, but I also most times don't believe them.
Yes.
Because
same
I'm
with
like,
rape.
Right. That's what I was getting to next. That's the clip. And then, so, yeah. Mike, the next time you get hurt into an accident, because it seems like it happens every week with you, you can go to Morgan & Morgan if you'd like to. America's largest injury law firm. They have over 100 offices nationwide and more than 800 lawyers. That's a lot of abogados.
With over $15 billion recovered for over 300,000 clients, Morgan & Morgan has a proven track record of fighting to get you full and fair compensation.
Morgan & Morgan has been fighting for the people for over 35 years. She's like the AOC of law firms.
Submitting an injury claim with Morgan & Morgan is so easy.
Moving your entire podcast studio with one van and no help is hard.
That's right. So if you're ever injured, you can check out Morgan & Morgan. Their fee is free unless they win.
That's nice. I like that. Free. It's free unless I win for you. Unless I can give you money, it's free, baby. For more information, go to forthepeople.com/chaos or dial pound law, LAW, or pound 529 from your cell phone. That's FOR thepeople.com/chaos or pound law, pound 529 from your cell. This is a paid advertisement. I just learned this. You know, like the state, like the government only started getting involved in like family affairs like 100 years ago. Like in the colonial times, George Washington, even the Civil War. Like if you, like, I mean, I'm not saying this is right, but I'm just saying this is how like the government was created with, like if you and I were married and I murdered you in our house, that's a family thing. The government is not coming to arrest me for murder unless...
It's like property.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If I murdered you in a bar outside on government property, then yes, we're in trouble. But it's like everybody getting involved with, like me as a parent, like I'm very, you know, we do comedy. I'm open, whatever. I'm all for whatever people want to do. But I really am like, again, and it's mostly people without kids that will like yell at you for this. But it's like, I don't want some stranger who was hired by someone else to teach my kids about sexual things at a young age. It's like, it's
fucked up.
Just teach them reading, writing, math, history. Why are you even mentioning? Why does it even have to be discussed?
Also, they
about
have
their
to
bodies?
go to school.
Why?
That's the other thing. It's crazy.
Yeah, and and if I don't send them to school, then I'm going to get in trouble. So it's like, you're forcing me to do, I don't like that at all. Cause I'm like, I feel like people have, the government, everybody has too much power now. And like, they want to assimilate themselves into too much of people's lives. It's like, even this, it's like, I mean,
there is a weird, like, even with the trans stuff, there is like a strange, and like women, it's relentless, like women are relentlessly victims. You have to be careful and precious and sacred. And like, there's this whole trans thing that's happening where like, it's like very much solidifying gender things. Like Gen Z is amazing in the fact that they are super fluid in David Bowie. And I think that is awesome, and punk rock kind of. But in our generation, there is this like women are victims. If you're a trans woman, you have to look very feminine. If you're a trans man, you have to, you know, basically be a mechanic. And it's like, it's it's almost as like a very fluidy, dykey straight woman. It is like, what are you think that I can't get blackout drunk, fuck a dude and have it not be rape? You know what I mean? Because you'll say that, you'll be like, I don't remember. I think I had sex with that guy. And they're like, honey. And I'm like, fuck you, honey.
It's like,
you think I didn't get blacked out to fuck that night, dude? You think I was getting blackout to just hang?
Yeah. To do a fucking podcast? No.
Yeah.
I was looking for cock.
Yes.
In my freshly bleached asshole.
Yes.
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 I love it.
And if later, I've fucked dudes that later I'm like, oh, that was really fucked up and I really wish I hadn't done that. But I'm not calling them and being like, you raped me. You know what I mean? Like, well,
it's also, again, it goes two ways. You know, many times I've been in hooking up with a girl, you know, when I was single, and like message them the next day to like hang out or see what's up, and they've ghosted me. But if it's the reverse, it's like, I'm a bad person. It's like, things happen to human beings, you know, like everything, like if we're all in this together, and I do think, yes, there are times like this, Danny Masters saying, you know, rape, go to jail for sure. But then there's other times where I'm like, you know, man, like we all have power. Men have power, women have power. Power is such a fleeting term. It's like, okay, so you're saying because, you know, take an actor like this, because they're the lead of a TV show, they have more power than a beautiful woman that was designed by nature to fucking be like, put your cum in me so I can reproduce it's like the universe. Women, a beautiful woman is like, it's the most power. Like every war is fought over women where you're just like, it's impossible to resist. And I'm like, sometimes I'm like, you know, how come nobody talks about that? Well, I'm talking about it here on the Chrissy Chaos podcast. And that's why we're demonetized.
I know, it's a weird thing. It's like, there is also like a thing of like, I'm like screaming at an audience and one guy's like, I'm going to fucking kill you. And you're like, oh shit. And you want to go into this mode of like, but I'm a girl. And I'm like, no, I was just screaming like a man. You know what I mean? Like, I can't all of a sudden play the card of like, but I'm.
So you think like, if you're in a fight and you think that whole thing, we live in a world now where it's like, you can hit a girl if they're getting loud in a bar like a guy would. If they're in your face, drunk, screaming at you, then you might get punched. Yeah. Just like a guy would definitely get punched. Yeah. You think that should be okay? Clip it.
I've been rightfully punched by men.
Yes. Right. In a public setting.
No. I actually have picked a lot of fights with men and had them be like, I got one broken up recently at the airport. I had the TSA be
You
like,
broke up a fight?
no, I had to get,
Broken up.
You were fighting with your boyfriend at TSA?
not a boyfriend, stranger.
Wow. What happened? Tell me what happened.
His piece of shit fucking son threw his jacket on my laptop as it was going through. And I was like, fuck, I'm going to miss my flight. I'm already late. They're going to have to pull the laptop. And they're like, we have to pull the laptop. And I said to the kid, I was like, keep your shit to your own fucking bin, dude. And then I turn away and I get a tap on my shoulder. I turn and the dad is like, what did you say to my son? He's actually British, which made me.
What did you say to my son?
He was like, don't talk to my son that way. That's what he said. And I was like, oh, you're going down.
Here we go.
And then I was like, your son is like 20 years old and like 6'5". I think he can stand up to me himself. You're emasculating him and he's going to be a weak little bitch his whole life.
You said that right to this guy?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, hell
and
yeah.
then he got super mad. And then the wife came over and we were just like, da-da-da. And you could see, and I was like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do right now? You think, oh, I'm sorry. You think I'm going to apologize to your fucking, I was like, also, your son is a little bitch, okay?
I love this.
And then
was he just standing there crying?
He was standing over there going, aren't you late? Aren't you late? And I was like, I am late. But now it doesn't matter. I probably missed my flight, so I got time. Yeah. And then the TSA guys that are like all these black dudes are like laughing hard because I'm going off.
Yeah.
And it was true. Like the dad was kind of like jacked and the son was this like weasel kid.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like, what are you doing? Like, why are you standing up? Like, you're literally being like, your son punched my son. And then the son is like taller than the dad. It's like, so then
this is awesome.
Finally, the TSA guy was like, all right, break it up and pulled us off each other.
I love they let you fight a little bit like a UFC fight.
They
let it go. Yeah.
And then they pulled us off each other. And that's when I get, because that means now I'm like safe. So then I just launched everything I had. You know what I mean? I was like, he's going to live in the basement for the rest of the. I was like,
you were like on like a comedian. Like you were fucking
they were laughing, which means I was like
destroying.
Yeah.
Yeah, because what is the other people going to say? Bullshit hack stuff, but you were coming out with original shit.
Oh my God. And it felt
Did you
so
call
good.
his son a fucking weasel?
Yeah. But I get in fights a lot. And like I've gotten spit on before. I've had that.
At TSA?
No, I've gotten spit on. Like, if I'm riding my motorcycle and somebody cuts me off, I'll, like, bang on the window and be like, what the fuck? You know what I mean?
Wait a minute.
I got a lot of abuse as a child, so I'm always looking to fight.
Okay, motorcycles, because I was just discussing this the other day, how, like, when we were driving in California and people with motorcycles were, like, speeding past us, and I always say the same thing. I'm like, if they hit one pothole, they're dead. They're fully dead. One mistake. Like, I've hit potholes many times. It's like, if they do that once, they're dead. And so you as a motorcyclist, how do you justify that? Do you think about that? It's always been fascinating to me who would buy a motorcycle and do it.
Okay, one, my motorcycle doesn't go very fast.
Okay.
Two.
Do you have a city bike? What are we talking about?
It's a motorcycle, but it's only 250 cc's. So it's going like 50.
I don't know what that means. I'm a woman.
It's going 50 miles an hour tops.
Okay.
So I'm not doing this. I'm not that person.
Right.
I am on like almost a chopper. Cruising. I'm lane splitting. I'm going between cars. I am the person when you're on Williamsburg Bridge and you see a person on a motorcycle whip by. I'm that person.
Okay, but lane splitting, is that one of the motivating factors to buy the motorcycle?
Yeah.
You do not deal with traffic, even though you were 20 minutes late today.
Absolutely. I didn't have my motorcycle today.
Okay.
And the lane splitting is 100% why.
Right.
That's why I was late, just so you know. I'm trying to drive it less. Because I've seen a lot of crashes because people are so insane right now for some reason. The heat, maybe.
Is there a motorcycle community do you have other motorcycle friends?
No women drive. My friends in Nashville, that's how I got started. All my buddies in Nashville drive motorcycles, but everybody here is a little bitch.
So when you...
my friend Peter.
Have you ever... What is the closest call you've been in with your motorcycle? Has your life flashed before your eyes?
Yeah.
What happened?
It's usually taxis. It happens all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
It's usually just somebody turning in front of me and I'll be looking this way and then I'll look and be like, oh, and I'll stop. But also there is another aspect where you're like, if I fly off, everybody thinks that they're going to be the person who just rolls, gets up, dusts off and gets back on the bike. But really what happens is you get hit and you just immediately die. And it's
right.
There's another part of me that's like, then I'll just be dead and it'll be really fast.
And you
but
don't care.
I think I'm always thinking like, if I go down, I'll get up, I'll get back on the bike. I'll be...
Yeah, because that's the thing. It's almost it's highly unlikely to survive a motorcycle accident.
Yeah, highly unlikely.
Even with the helmet and the jacket, you're just dead. You're fully dead.
Quick.
Quick.
Which is great.
Yeah, because I'm telling you, the guy who, or girl, whoever it was that was zooming past on the motorcycles in LA were going 100 miles an hour. 1,000%.
But
they
those
were going
people will
100
die
easily.
more than I will. Those people are, if they get hit, the velocity, like if you look it up how that people die, it's from speeding on motorcycles. I do not speed. I'm basically a bodega guy.
You're going like what, 40 miles an hour?
I'm going with the cars unless they're stuck and then I'm going past them. But I'm not.
But you're going with the cars. But here's the thing: even if a car is texting and driving, they could run you over, hit you, and kill you.
Yes, but same with a bicycle or a moped or a pedestrian.
But that's why I like. Well, pedestrian, yes, true. I know. That's why I drive an 18-wheeler Mack truck. I'm so afraid. I have an 18-wheeler that I just fucking drive.
You do not have an 18-wheeler.
No, I don't. I have a Lincoln. I have Infiniti QX80. It's a big car. It's a big women's car.
Is it a big woman's car?
It's a woman's car.
Can I see it?
Infiniti QX80. It's nice, but it's a woman's car.
I have a truck and a motorcycle. Those are my two vehicles.
Do you ever put your motorcycle in the truck?
My truck is tiny, but I could actually. They're both tiny. I like tiny vehicles.
No, there it is. QX80.
Which one?
The SUV. Boop. Not bad.
Yeah, you're a family man.
Family man, dude. Car seats.
But don't you hate getting stuck in the traffic?
I do, but that's why I do. But I try to take public transportation as much as I can. And when we're with the kids, you know, if you got to take them somewhere, it's just like that. To be honest with you, I like driving with the kids now so much because that's a lot of time, like that's what puts them to sleep. That we have fun in the car. You know, if one of them, if they're like really cranky, because like kids will not go to sleep. Like they'll be so tired. And like my 2-year-old will be like, I don't know why I'm crying. I can't stop crying. I'm like, it's because you're tired, baby. She's like, no.
Yeah, it's crazy. Why do they do that?
Because they just want to live.
They're like little heroin addicts. You know what I mean?
Yes. They don't want to have FOMO. They do not want to miss out on anything. Which, you know, I think we lose that a little bit as we get older. Where like we care less. Like my kids care about everything. They go fucking nuts. I play this new game with my kid now, my 8-year-old, where I'll be like, listen, for the next 5 minutes, I'm just going to be looking at stuff. Well, like if we're walking somewhere. For the next 5 minutes, you and I are walking, and I'm going to quiz you. At the end of these 5 minutes, I'm going to ask you 10 questions, and you have to get 80% of them right. So what you have to do is be paying attention to everything. Because I could ask you what color shirt what color was the shirt? What color a shirt was that guy wearing on 80th Street? What did the awning look like? Did you see a man with a bicycle? True or false? Things like that. And if you get 80% of these questions right, I'll get you a gift. I'll get you a candy. I'll give you a nickel. I'll do anything.
A nickel?
These kids don't give a shit. Work? Well, I tell her that it's $5.
Oh, perfect.
She doesn't learn currency yet.
That's great.
So, and it's great because it gets them to pay attention. It's not as good as KiWiCo. KiWiCo is the best thing for all children. And we'll talk to you about that in a minute. KiWiCo. Have you, you know about KiWiCo?
I do know about it, yeah.
Dude,
I'm excited.
KiWiCo, you know, especially us both being parents, I'm telling you, dude, get Crew. Go, like, right away. Get him a KiWiCo set. Dude, the KiWiCo, it's unbelievable. If you have children, I think KiWiCo is literally the greatest invention. It basically is a subscription-based service that sends crafts, different types of crafts, arts and crafts, science experiments to your door, and you can make them with your kid. It's the perfect way to get your kid off their device.
Yeah.
And you just start. I learned stuff too. I learned how to build a pinball machine out of cardboard.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah.
This is also exactly what I'm asking everybody to get my son for Christmas. Everybody always asks, what do we get him? What do we get him? And then they end up getting him like a mindless toy that he inevitably just tosses away or just becomes clutter in the house. This stuff actually aids in their development. It's creative. It helps them out. It takes them away from the screen, like you just said, and it gives you something to do together.
Right. And then what they're doing now, because of the holiday season, is they have these advent calendars, and each calendar comes with materials for fun family projects for each day of Advent. And that's the beauty of KiWiCo. They just create conveniently, thoughtfully designed crafts for the holidays. Do with your kids. It's awesome. Avoid the last minute rush and get the perfect holiday activity right now. Get into the holiday spirit and count down to Christmas starting December 1st, which already happened. So we're 10 days into this already. Remember, those who plan early get the best surprises. Start a new holiday tradition with 24 days of hands-on projects with KiWiCo Advent calendars. 20% off your Advent calendar at KiWiCo.com/Advent with promo code chaos. That's 20% off at KiWiCo.com/Advent, promo code chaos. No, my daughter, she does well. And you know what? I'm obsessed with the state capitals. I don't know why. I don't even know why I care.
Oh, you're a little.
Yeah. Autistic.
Yeah.
My daughter knows like
Capitals
15 state
crazy.
capitals now.
Why do you care about that? Please tell me.
You know why? I'm waiting for her to we'll tell her the big one.
Why do you care about each state and its capital? Because of history or because of like just it's a thing you can memorize?
It's a thing I can memorize because of history.
Okay.
And it's a thing I can
Like
charge.
I'm obsessed with types of cars, but that's because I have like an attraction. Like I'm like, this car is awesome. It's beautiful. I love it. It's this.
Where my love from state capitals came from is I had this big map when I was a kid, like with little like puzzle pieces, and you would have like, it'd be like the map would just have the capitals, and then the states were like little pieces carved in what they look like, and it'd just say like Helena, and you would put like Montana there. And like I learned that like when I would get like in trouble and have to go to my room, my mom would make me stay in my room. Like I had that map, so I just like learned them.
So you're not obsessed with them, you know them.
I know them, but then I also go every city time I'm within an hour of a state. Like I was just in Portland, and I drove an hour to Salem, which is the capital of Oregon, to get a picture in front of the Capitol. So like I always will get a picture in front. I want a picture in front of all 50 capitals. I have like 37 of them.
Wow.
Yeah. So my daughter knows these capitals.
What's the capital of Montana?
Helena.
What's the capital of South Dakota?
Pierre.
North Dakota.
Bismarck.
Maine.
Augusta.
What?
Augusta.
Georgia?
Georgia's Atlanta.
Do you have all of them? Connecticut.
Hartford.
Do you have every one of them?
Fartford.
New Mexico?
Santa Fe.
There's not that many.
There's 50.
You have 50 things memorized.
Yeah.
I have 50 numbers memorized. Watch. 1, 2, 3. You know what I mean? I get it. But you should read the history of them. I think you'd like that.
I should. All right, here we go. Let's go to the calls. We always get voicemails from our lovely friends, and my guests and I will try to work out whatever problems you have, whatever you're going through. This is the way to communicate with the show. As always, call that number. We'll flash it up on the screen. Well, what's the number again? I always forget. Do we have it, V?
You forget
347-343-3321. That's 347-343-3321. Call in right now. Leave a voicemail. It will get read on the show. We're starting to get a lot of them now, so really try to make it a good one. If it's a really personal problem, or if it's something like, don't just be like, oh, show your cock. Like, we're not going to read those. Like, we're trying to help people. The guests and I, we try to tailor it to them. So let's go. Here's the first voicemail. V will play it right now.
Hey, Chrissy. Big fan here. Coffee girl, actually. I was the one who snuck coffee into the Montclair show in Jersey, dressed like the homeless pimp. Still a fan. See you on September 23rd at MSG. My question is,
You're at MSG?
Are Latino men
Hulu.
the same
not the
as
real one.
Latino women? Now, obviously, I'm a huge fan of you and Jazzy, and I have found myself
That's an issue.
dating a Latino man. He's Colombian and Ecuadorian, and he's really nice. And he was a Marine. He was deployed, and he could be a keeper. So if there's any potential red flags I should be looking out for, I would greatly appreciate it. Okay, thanks. Keep the chaos coming.
Listen, I don't think just because somebody, because somebody's Latino isn't a red flag, obviously. That's crazy. But, he's a Marine, so support the troops. What's a red flag? It's more of him being a Marine. Is he battle hardened? Is he sleeping with an AK-47 under his pillow? Is he having fucking flashbacks? I don't know. The Colombian, it's fun. Good
It's a red flag.
You think being Colombian's a red flag?
Yeah.
Why? What do you think?
It's not good.
Yeah, right? All right.
I only date Irishmen.
Okay.
Not like Irish, but like
They
Irish.
have to be Irish American.
Yeah, I had sex with my first brown man. Didn't like the smells. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes you're just attracted to. Sometimes if their family's different, their moms are like, "Cállate la boca," and you're like, I don't.
It's not racist because it's like,
It could be.
It can't be
racist.
just racist one way. It's like if you don't want to have sex with a certain type of person, then don't. I mean, if that certain type of person doesn't want to have sex with you because you're white, are they racist?
If I met a Latino man that was a Catholic stoic jerk, like most Irish guys were, maybe I would consider. But the other thing is, there is a cultural difference. I think you keep it in your own.
Keep it, yeah. No more expanding. Yeah, we
Just
don't need.
keep it.
We don't need more of this interbreeding.
Yeah, if you want to be chivalrous, fuck a dude with a
Exactly.
lazy eye. If you're trying to do charity work,
Yep. Listen, Madison Square Garden, 1939, they were saying the same thing. Nazi rally.
yeah, those Jews and Jews love each other.
Love a little Jew.
I don't
Jew
think
love.
you should kill the guy.
No. But yeah, I agree. All right, there you go. All right, so let's hear.
Hey, babe. I recently broke my hand that I make love to myself with. Do you have any advice what I could do in the meantime? I would appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, so
That guy was Latino.
That guy, yeah, I think
You could hear it.
he could hear it. I think that the only thing you can do is, I mean, I guess you're gonna have to jerk off with your feet, right? If you
Just
can.
jerk off with your broken arm. Be a man.
True. Yeah. Jerk off with your
Be
broken
a man.
arm.
Rip the cast right here.
Yeah.
So you can get your dick in there and jerk off and be careful.
Yeah. Or
But
how about this?
don't be a
Why
little-
don't you rip the cast off and use it as a fucking fleshlight?
Also-
fuck the cast.
How about you fuck a woman?
Yes. You know what we're saying.
You're a guy fucking a guy. That's homoerotic.
I like it.
Fuck a lady.
Yeah. So I mean, if you jerk off, yeah, I feel for you, buddy, but I think she's right. I think Jordan's right. You got to jerk off with your broken hand, or
Use it as a sign from God that you should be absent. You should be jerk offless. You really do give up a lot of your life force when you come,
You do.
and you should be sharing that with somebody that is of the opposite sex.
Yes. Yes. Not yourself. Even though I could tell by your voice you seem like a lonely guy that maybe doesn't have all his teeth. I think that you should still go out there. And you know what, dude? Honestly, I'm being honest. If you can't get a woman, then get a prostitute. That's what they're there for. That's what they're there for. All right, one more.
Jerk off joint. Hand job.
Hand job.
Massage
Boom.
parlor.
Jerk off. Glory hole.
Ian
to my comedy
Fidance.
show.
BeAndIan.com.
Chrissy, it's Nina from Jersey. So I need some advice because my husband and I made a deal when we first started dating that whoever hit 6 figures first would get to perform anal on the other person.
Nice.
And my husband is getting dangerously close, and I think we'll reach it this month. So any tips to survive your first anal experience?
Animal experience.
Thanks.
So I need some advice because my husband and I made a deal when we first started.
Wait, so hold on a second. The first person to get to 6 figures gets to eat the other one's ass.
What's the issue?
Oh, sorry. No, not eat the ass. I'm all into that's such a
Gets formed anal on the other. Oh, okay. So it's like which one is going to get fucked in the ass?
Okay,
Right.
you're not the person to answer this.
Yeah. So they made a deal. So I need someone advice. It's very strange.
Coconut oil. You need to poopy in the potty. And then you need a coconut oil. And you need to relax your body. And you need to remember that if you say no, he has to stop. And he has to be nice to you.
I love that I'm imagining like, and my husband is getting dangerously close. Imagine it was the reverse. Like immediately that's what got the husband off the couch and he's a fucking millionaire.
Yeah.
In a month. He's like, I want it in the ass. Like just right away, he turns into a fucking CEO.
That's so good.
I think take Jordan's advice on this. Bleach the asshole, coconut oil, poopy in the toilet, because it's a celebration. You guys are now wealthy. You're making 6 figures. That puts you in the 1%
It
of
feels
American.
great.
Feels great. So you're gonna have to take it in the ass a little bit, sister. Sorry.
No. Anal also feels great.
Oh, it does.
Just clitoral stimulation and the anus, and it's great.
Never did it. Never received it. Never gave it.
It's amazing.
All right.
It's great.
I don't know.
What? You've had a finger.
No,
How old are you?
I'm 31.
hell are you doing?
Greeks.
Get a poop in a butt. Not a poop. Get the poop out of your butt, then put a dick in your butt. Unless it's too big. Do you fuck black guys?
No, I don't.
Okay.
But we're not against it.
We're not against it.
You guys aren't.
Right. That's the show, everybody. Where can people find Jordan?
I'm on Instagram and YouTube, Jordan Jensen LOL Stop, and JordanJensenComedy.com for my dates. Please subscribe to my YouTube because I have a half-hour dropping, and if people don't watch it, I'll end my life.
Yeah, Jordan Jensem. Go see her. Love it. She was excellent. And yeah, take it in the ass. Like to be Tom Segura.